So a couple weeks ago, we talked about the fact that the Cheez-It company came out with a Pandora aged Cheez-It cracker. We got the box right here. I think I told you guys on the show that we were going to order a box. It came. The UPS man walked it right up to our front door.
He did.
Aged with audio. That's how they aged the cheese for these crackers. 100% hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I think Eminem was one of them.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Some others.
Okay.
So just now, before we sat down to start taping today's episode, Dale and I did a taste test because we just happened to have regular Cheez-Its.
Yes.
The classic ones. We had them here in the house. So we opened a bag of those. We opened the box of the Pandora aged hip-hop Cheez-Its. We both ate them. What did you think?
They taste exactly the same.
They taste exactly the fucking same.
Live from the Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Dale and Scott.
It just goes to show you that marketing is just that. It's just
brilliant.
It's all friggin' marketing.
But the box is actually really nice. It's got that puffed printing on it, so you can feel it. The box is cool.
Well, we'll keep the box for posterity.
Yeah.
You ever heard of $2 Chuck at Trader Joe's?
Oh, God, and I drank lots of it, too.
Yeah, it's their $2 bottle of wine. In some parts of the country, it's $3 Chuck. Because of, I don't remember what side of the Mississippi it's $3 Chuck. Is it our side or their side? I'm not sure.
It was the only thing that we were allowed to get when I worked for our nonprofit. It was the only thing that we could afford to get with our when we had like get-togethers, and dinners, and we wanted some wine. We'd go to Trader Joe's.
Well, it's famously actually very drinkable. It's really not bad, and for $2 or $3, not bad. But watch out, America! It's about to be renamed $10 Chuck. Workers at a Western Massachusetts Trader Joe's have filed for a union election. The first of the chain's 500 stores to do so.
Yeah.
The crew members there are saying that they're unhappy. The company has dialed back their retirement plans over the years. They've made changes to the healthcare plans. You now have to work 30 hours a week instead of 20 hours a week to be eligible for healthcare plans. And they're saying their wages haven't kept up with the cost of living. I think that may be a problem everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Anyway, so $2 Chuck may be a thing of the past.
Oh no! Although $10 wouldn't be a bad price for that.
It wouldn't be. I'm just saying everything is becoming Amazon, Starbucks, now Trader Joe's. It's everywhere.
I know one of the Starbucks that was in the process of being unionized, and Starbucks, they closed it. They just closed it.
Yeah, and they're going to get lawsuits for that. It's apparently illegal to do that. But they say they did it because it was unprofitable. It was an unprofitable location.
Yeah.
They need to be able to prove that if they don't want to get sued.
Well, I'm sure Starbucks is smart in a way that they think that they could be able to get
I hope so.
beyond this.
I've made it very clear in my social media posts and here on the show that I don't understand why a guy who works the cash register at Starbucks needs to be a unionized employee, but it's not like they're working in a coal mine.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, this is episode 365. 365. That seems like a big number because that's how many days there are in a year.
Right.
That means we've done one episode for every friggin' day of a year. It's June 14th. It's also Flag Day. Happy Flag Day, everybody.
Hip hip hooray.
Hope you put your flag out. Although, to be honest, I'm not feeling very patriotic these days. The country's in a mess right now. It's just a mess here and there and everywhere.
A lot of shit going on, man.
I was wondering, we've been talking a lot about Bermuda lately because Dale and I are thinking about going there next year. I was wondering if they're accepting new residents. Would you move to Bermuda?
No, I don't think that would be a place that I would choose to want to live.
Where else would you go? I don't know. Canada, that's too cold.
Too cold.
Mexico's too Mexico.
Australia.
I don't know anything about it. It just seems really far away.
Once I get there, I ain't leaving.
We'll never be leaving. It's not only Flag Day, y'all. It's also National Bourbon Day. So if you're listening to the Swish Edition with your normal vodka soda or gin and tonic or whatever. Maybe have a couple fingers of bourbon.
Yeah. We haven't done that in a long time.
Dale's always trying to get his grandmother to have a finger or two of bourbon before she goes to bed.
Well, she has a lot of ailments, and one of the thing is that she's taken. This. We've talked to her. She takes a lot of freaking medicine. I also think that possibly could just come with age.
Sure. Well,
the older you get, the more shit you got to take. She said she's been having trouble sleeping, and I said there's no reason why you just can't take just one finger of bourbon.
There you go. That'll do it.
Right before you want to go to bed, and you'll sleep happy. And she's done it once or twice, and she has said that it has worked. But I think she's a little afraid of
becoming an alcoholic. No. Or dependent on the bourbon.
No. Or that there's going to be some sort of weird mix between that and whatever medicine.
Oh, her medicine.
She's
That's
taking.
true. Well, she probably needs to let her doctor know about that.
Right.
It's also National Forklift Safety Day. So we're happy to make sure that everyone who operates a forklift is safe. And this Friday is National Flip-Flop Day. You know how I feel about flip-flops. Pool and beach only. What are you doing wearing them in a casino?
Right.
What are you doing wearing them to dinner? I don't get it. And then I want to follow up with that. The word of the week, and you guys will figure this out later when you listen to more of the show, but the word of the week is a new favorite word that I read in an article this week. It's fauxfended.
Yeah.
Fauxfended.
Love this.
It's a great word for our time when everyone everywhere seems to be offended by everything.
It almost seems like being offended is it's hip.
It's the new national pastime.
It's hip now to be offended.
Let's be offended by everyone and everything. It's got to stop. People need to stop. Honestly. Don't you think?
Honestly.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
We got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might throw
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your hosts.
It's very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
Do you know who is an expert on when it needs to stop?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Todd Chrisley, apparently.
Oh, apparently.
Needs to know when it's time to stop.
Oh, man. I wanted to start the show with this because it is fascinating to me, too. You know I love shit like this. So Dale and I have been watching Chrisley Knows Best. It's a reality show. I don't know if you guys know about it. You probably do.
Everyone knows.
It's the USA Network's #1 show and has been for years. They're about to start their 10th season. Maybe.
Yeah.
Todd and Julie Chrisley were convicted of criminal bank fraud, tax evasion, and more. They're facing 30 years in prison.
Fuck.
They still claim they're innocent and that someone else was controlling their finances all these years, which I call bullshit on.
And I think other people who have legitimately have had their finances controlled by other people who have done really bad things, I don't think this holds up.
No, it doesn't hold up because
you
guess what?
You are responsible.
You are ultimately responsible for your tax returns and your loans and everything that has your fucking name on it.
Exactly.
And guess what? Even though someone else is controlling your finances and or preparing your stuff, you've got to sign them.
Exactly.
This is why Teresa Giudice from Real Housewives of New Jersey went to prison.
Yeah.
Because she signed the tax returns that her husband slid across the table at her. Guess what? You need to look at them and figure out what it is that your husband wants you to sign.
Yeah.
Anyway, sentencing is scheduled to happen in early October. Why is there such a gap between when someone's convicted and their sentencing hearing?
I actually don't know.
I don't understand
that.
So apparently, and we're not saying apparently anymore. We're saying this is what happened because they have been convicted. They borrowed $30 million using fraudulent documents. They had no business borrowing that much money. They lied to get this money. They used that money to pay back loans that they already had. It's basically a Ponzi scheme here.
Yeah.
Then they claimed bankruptcy to walk away from over $20 million in debt.
Fuck.
Which I find reprehensible. When people, if you claim bankruptcy and you really deserve it, I get it. You're down on your luck. You've really done everything you can. You've tried hard. But when you've done this and then you claim bankruptcy to get away from your $20 million in debt, fuck you. They also never filed or paid taxes for over 4 years while lying in interviews and claiming they were paying between $750 and $1 million a year to the IRS, which they weren't doing and haven't done. Their USA Network reality show is returning later this month. USA has confirmed, even despite the conviction. And it has been renewed for a 10th season, although a lot of people in Hollywood are doubting that it's going to continue.
That's not going to happen.
Meanwhile, the kids, Chase and Savannah, who I like, they're good. They seem like good kids.
They're my least favorite part about the show.
They got a spin-off show called Growing Up Chrisley, which is on, I think it's on the E! Network. It's on a different channel.
Yeah.
They've been picked up for season 4, and it was just announced a couple weeks ago that Todd is supposed to host a new dating series called Love Limo. What the fuck is a love limo? So like Cash Cab?
Maybe, but I mean, the best part about this is Todd Chrisley and his mother. Those two are what make the show funny and you want to watch, because you know me, I cannot stand fucking reality shows. But this show, I like.
Let me tell you,
this bullet point 1, 2, 3 down.
Yeah,
this is almost verbatim of what Donald Trump is going to be going through here recently.
Fraudulent
inflating
documents.
His
self-worth, his company's worth,
and his property's worth to get loans, and then opposite, degrading the value of his net worth and property to pay less taxes.
All right. That's exactly what these people have done.
Exactly what's going on.
It's fun because on one hand, yes, we love to watch the show because it is friggin' funny. Even though of all the reality shows that I watch on a regular basis, it seems like the most contrived, the most set up.
But it
is funny.
You missed the most important bullet point of all.
What?
That the only reason why they are in the shit that they are in now is because supposedly Todd had a gay affair, called it off, and that guy got pissed and let it all know about a lot of this stuff. You haven't heard that?
I've heard it. I didn't put it in here because I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know.
Who cares if it's true?
It's good. It's good TV. Anyway, I'm sure that people will still watch. They'll still tune in, and which is why the USA Network is going to still show the rest of season 9. Just like everyone is doing, they broke season 9 up into 2 parts, and the next part, I think, starts on June 23rd, something like that. Anyway, do they deserve to have a TV show? I don't think so. I think if you've been that bad, you deserve to go away. Or maybe they'll have a show behind bars. Chrisley behind bars.
There you go. Could you imagine? Jesus.
So it's Pride Month now. You guys probably know that. It's everywhere. It was just Pride in D.C. this past weekend.
It's been Pride
Miami and different places have it at different times. But I think New York's is coming up in 2 weeks. Anyway.
It usually goes, no, I can't remember. It's either Baltimore, D.C. or D.C., Baltimore, New York City.
Yeah, they try not to have them on the same. Because people travel and go to all of them.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he actually did a proclamation for the remember the the horrible mass shooting they had in the nightclub in Florida.
Oh yeah, the Pulse nightclub.
The Pulse nightclub. The anniversary is just like this past weekend. So he was like, listen, Florida is all for the LGBT people, and we don't like violence, and this was horrible, and we recognize that this was a horrible event, and we love y'all. But at the same time, he wants to make it illegal for parents to take their kids to drag shows.
That's just so stupid.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has proposed that social services get involved. He wants to make it a law that would make it illegal for parents to take their kids to a drag show. And one of the penalties could be either a fine or social services will take your kids away from you.
This is outrageous, but this is not going to go anywhere. It's just not going to go anywhere.
I honestly don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I don't know how you can make this illegal.
But if this man really wants to be president, like I think he does, why is he wasting his time with this kind of bullshit?
He thinks it's going to get him elected.
It's just a silly, stupid little thing. And it's really not a horrible problem. It's not a widespread problem. Yes, I guess
it's not a problem regardless.
I guess a couple people have taken their kids to drag shows. This is the problem. And in the article that I read, the reason that kids even know what drag shows are is because of RuPaul.
She's on TV.
And because of the immense popularity of the RuPaul Drag Race show, kids are seeing this. They love drag queens. They look like fun. They're larger than life. They're always funny.
I mean, even adults go there. I mean, it's just this above and beyond craziness.
Right, but
bullshit.
that's why parents are taking their kids to these shows because they've seen these characters on TV and they want to see them in real life. Anyway, the idea that a state would get involved and tell parents that they can't take their kids to a drag show is just kind of silly.
It's just bullshit.
Is it appropriate for kids? Probably not all the time.
Not all the time.
Certainly not some of the ones that we've seen.
Well,
I wouldn't take my kids to Sherry Vine.
Yeah, but there's also been libraries around the country who have hosted like this drag, read a book to a kid, completely freaking innocent.
Innocent, yeah.
And, that's...
I think the bottom line is that for some reason
there's no basis here.
These people think that this is grooming somehow and that these kids are going to turn into drag queens or going to turn gay. You can't turn your kid gay.
No.
And your kid is not going to become a drag queen, but because they went to a drag show.
Yeah.
Crazy. I've watched straight porn. Doesn't mean I want to do a girl.
God, no.
In the pussy hole. In related news, Burger King has a limited time Pride Whopper.
This is fucking hilarious.
This is freaking hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, I
don't know.
Didn't
know this was actually true.
It's been confirmed. Burger King set to release the Pride Whopper for Pride Month, which features either, you get the choice, 2 top buns or 2 bottom buns.
I think this is so fucking hilarious. I fucking love it. I love it.
There's a picture.
Love it.
There's a picture here of the hamburgers.
I love it.
Which one we know don't look like that in real life.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
The glistening tomato and the perfectly cut onion rings.
Mm-hmm.
2 top buns or 2 bottom buns. I think it's freaking hilarious. Anyway, but a lot of people are saying that companies like Burger King and others that are basically doing this thing called rainbow washing. Have you ever heard of this concept?
So I have.
Sometimes they call it rainbow washing or pride washing or pink washing. Terms refer to the efforts to sell products using pride as the central theme without actually supporting the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah. But you know what? Be thankful you got fucking Burger King.
Be thankful.
Be thankful that you have McDonald's who does it also. Be thankful that you have all these fucking large corporations behind your back to be able to support your cause. And likely, some of them sponsor your freaking pride so you have enough money to be able to do it. This is bullshit. I hate this shit. Let it happen.
I hate this shit too. That's why I'm bringing it up. One of these guys on Twitter wrote, Reminder, Burger King is doing this because they get write-offs for charity donations to avoid paying taxes, not because they give a shit about what happens to those of us in the queer community. Well, stop being so pessimistic.
Every corporation, every individual gets tax write-offs for whatever they contribute to a nonprofit.
And every organization and every corporation has tons of gay people in it.
So that's what you reply to that guy, and you say, if you would like to stand up and have every single corporation during the month of June not contribute to these things, then good luck with your pride.
Then you'd have nothing.
You have nothing.
So you'd rather have no corporate money.
Be glad these companies are standing behind you.
Thank you. That's my whole point.
It's bullshit.
Money makes the world go round. If you don't have any money, and guess where money comes from? Money comes from the private sector.
Right.
The public sector doesn't have any money. They only get it from the private sector. So be happy that Burger King and Amazon and Google is happy to be prideful in June.
Exactly.
And give you friggin' money. I had a fight with one of my friends online this past week when I pushed back because he said that corporate people should not be involved in Pride and we should not be taking any money from corporate sponsors like Miller Lite.
Well, then good luck.
And I said, good luck. You're a fucking idiot. You don't understand what money is and where it comes from.
And good luck having your prides across the country.
And his response to me was just the word barf. And I'm like, well, barf when you have nothing. You're not going to be able to barf because you're going to not be able to eat. You don't have no money.
I mean, where do they think this money comes from for all of these large cities to have these massive prides?
It comes from Burger King.
It comes from companies like Miller Lite and Burger King.
Agreed. So stop fucking up.
If you want to
stop pooping on them.
If you want a grassroots pride, God forbid. I'd like to see what that is. That's just people walk around with radio wagons. What's that? Radio
wagons.
What's
what
the thing?
Radio flyers.
Radio flyers walking around with little kids and drag queens and radio flyers going and throwing candy.
Like.
And now for something completely different.
Myself.
I know. I cut Dale off. He was about to say that pisses me off.
I'm just saying the shit pisses me off because people don't know. They don't know where they're biting the hand that feeds them. That's what I'm trying to
That's what
to.
most people do.
Yeah.
Most people bite the hand that feeds them. Like women who divorce their rich husbands. What the fuck are you doing? He's buying you all those shoes and stuff. Why are you divorcing him?
It doesn't matter if he beats you.
Right. He can have some peace on the side. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, fuck.
Hey, y'all ready for this? Geico. Geico has to pay a woman $5.2 million because she caught an STD while having sex in the backseat of a car with a man.
This just can't be true. This has to be an Onion article.
It is not an Onion article. Besides the fact that this woman is a slut for having sex in the backseat of a car with a man that she didn't know. That was a little editorial by me, by the way. She also stated that she understands the risks of having unprotected sex. She sued Geico for $1 million, claiming that the man knew that he had the STD and didn't tell her. I'm sorry, she sued him for $1 million. And then he wanted his car insurance company to pay for it because they did it in the car. Are you fucking kidding me? Apparently, an arbitrator in Jackson County Circuit Court, which is in Missouri somewhere, determined that sex in a vehicle directly caused or directly contributed to the cause for the woman getting the HPV, which is a sexually transmitted disease. Now, of course, Geico, which is one of the largest insurance companies in the country, pushed back and said this is fucking ridiculous. They argued that the man's policy only covered injuries out of ownership, maintenance, and use of the automobile.
Right.
Not something like sticking your dick in a pussy in the back seat.
So she was awarded $5.2 million from Geico.
She only asked for $1 million.
And if I were Geico and it cost me $20 million to fight this, it's worth it just out of principle. It's worth it just because this is just fucking stupid.
Geico is appealing, obviously. They want to keep fighting because, yes, they should, because this is insanity.
It's dumb. It's just dumb.
Your auto insurance is for when you have an accident. or if your car explodes or something, not what you do in the car, in the back seat when the car's not moving. The idea that this arbitrator in Missouri said that Geico needs to pay up. And why did it go from $1 million to $5.2 million? I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
I have no idea. It's just.
And is HPV really that bad that she deserves $5 million?
I mean,
can't you just take a pill for that?
You just want to throw your hands up in the air and just say, I just fucking give up. The world is shit. We're all going to die.
How about this? The lesson here is that man should not have sex with woman without condom in backseat of car, right? If you don't know her,
that terminology is very legal. Man should not have woman in the backseat of said car without.
But it makes you want to have like a contract with everyone that you have sexual relations with, right? Because what if like we had someone over to like have sex with, and like we want to present them with a contract when they walk in the door. Anything that happens here is your own fucking business.
I do.
You're waiving all your rights.
Yeah, and this story is ridiculous and shouldn't even be a fucking story.
How is it a thing?
But I do know that, like, you know, there were people who purposely have sex with people knowing that they are like HIV positive, AIDS positive, and that's like a big thing. And
that's horrible.
That's horrible. And yes, you should be rewarded something.
But you have to.
This is just stupid.
But you have to be able to prove it.
But this takes away from.
She would have to prove the fact that he knew he had it, and I mean, so if she's able to do that, then maybe you could get something directly from him. But I don't understand why the insurance company
Geico's not involved in this at all.
Exactly. It's just ridiculous. But this is the world we're living in.
I know,
now.
It's fucking stupid.
All right, we're going to switch to entertainment news. How's that for switching on a dime?
Mm-hmm.
So Dale and I just finished season 1 of Apple TV Plus's Slow Horses, and we have to tell you that we're giving it 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Now, us as Americans,
yes,
we have to watch it with subtitles.
We had to watch it with closed captioning because some of the characters have very thick English accents.
They're fast. You don't get a lot. And once we turned that on, it was perfect.
That's fine. And after a while, if you guys think that you might have a problem with that, after a while you forget that it's on.
You do.
You really do. But it helps because sometimes their accents are a little thicker than we're used to. So it's helpful to have it on the screen.
But, you know, they also have different ways of saying things, different analogies and all kinds of things. And so you got to have that to be able to understand where they're going.
And you have to remember, don't get offended, people. A fag, it's a cigarette. Not a gay dude. That comes up a few times in the show. I think it was a true seat of your pants kind of espionage caper, plenty of twists and turns, a few laughs here and there. The stars, Kristen Scott Thomas, you know her, Gary Oldman, who has been in everything. And then this great guy, he's a Scottish actor. His name is Jack Lowden. He plays River Cartwright.
That's a great name.
He was great.
It's
and
a great name.
I thought, could he be a James Bond contender?
Maybe.
Could be a James Bond contender.
But I thought Taron Egerton was
he's
a contender.
On the list too, exactly.
Because he's coming up in a new show on Apple TV Plus that comes out in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, what's that? If you don't know, you better not bring it up. How many times do I tell you not to bring up shit that you don't know?
You know, the one where he's in prison and he's given a deal to go to another prison to.
Yes, I sent it to you. Sent it to you.
Yeah. It's coming out in like 2 weeks. It looks amazing.
We'll tell you guys about it next week because we can't think of the name right now, but it does look really good. No, well, you can if you want. Anyway, we highly recommend Slow Horses. It's only 6 episodes. Second season is already filmed. It's in the can. It's going to premiere this fall. And Apple TV Plus has renewed it for a 3rd and a 4th season.
No.
Yes.
I only heard about 2 and 3.
3 and 4 coming. So we're going to get 4 seasons of Slow Horses.
Out. Blackbird is the name of the Taron Egerton. I don't know how you say his name.
Can't say his first or his last name.
But you've seen him. He's been in quite a few things, but awesome.
Also, we finally have a date for The Walking Dead's new anthology series. It's called Tales of the Walking Dead. It's 6 different stories, all individual stories. So you don't have to watch them in any order. You can just watch it if you want. It's called 6 New Stories, One Dead World. It premieres August 14th.
I like that, but you know what? I'll wait for the last part of The Walking Dead, and I'm probably done with it.
You're done.
Yeah.
I might check into this. So some of the episodes will be brand new people that we've never seen before. Some of the episodes may have some characters that we know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's worth checking out.
It's only 6 episodes. But it won't kill you.
I'm a little exhausted of Walking Dead, and I think this current season of the original show has gone for too long.
Too long. It should have ended a couple seasons ago.
And you know it's gone on too long when there's like many episodes of just these one line of just 2 people just going through the woods and just doing the shit. Yeah. They don't have a story to tell. They're just trying to stretch it out. It's just bullshit.
There's been too many episodes like that lately.
A lot.
Too many backstory episodes.
So I'm a little over Walking Dead. I'll watch the last remaining, which hasn't even been announced yet.
Yeah. Sometime this fall.
It's gonna be fall. Yeah. And then I'm probably done.
All right. Anyway, we've been talking about this a lot on the show lately. So if you guys have been keeping up with this, Apple TV Plus has announced this new show called Mrs. American Pie that's going to take place in the 70s down in Palm Beach, high society. It's got a great cast. We've told you about it week after week because they keep adding people to the cast. It's Kristen Wiig, Allison Janney, Leslie Bibb, Josh Lucas, Ricky Martin was the most recent one that we talked about.
Yeah.
And now one more person has been added to the cast, Carol Burnett. The comedy icon will star as Norma, the grande dame of Palm Beach High Society and a keeper of secrets. Of course, she's got some secrets of her own. Carol Burnett has not been on regular TV since the Carol Burnett Show went off the air in 1978.
Wow.
This woman's almost 90 years old, and she's still working. I love that.
No, this is great. I'm telling you,
she's amazing.
I'm telling you, this Apple TV Plus. I mean, if you were going to cancel thing, you just cancel Netflix and just pick up Apple TV Plus.
Has some great stuff.
It's a third the cost, and the quality is freaking amazing.
Dale and I are about to start watching For All Mankind, which of course has been out there. It's 3 seasons already, but we are late to the game.
For All Mankind was an inaugural show, I believe,
right from the beginning,
and we just have not watched it. So
we're gonna watch it.
We're gonna do it,
and we also are looking forward to Acapulco season 2 coming out.
Oh god, that show, I love it so much.
It. So great. You guys probably heard this. This is so fucking great, and I think she's gonna be perfect because Julia Garner, who played Ruth on Ozark. I don't know if you know her, but you guys know Ruth. You guys watch Ozark, I'm sure. One of Netflix's most popular shows. If you don't know, Julia Garner is very prolific. I mean, she can play almost anything.
Yeah, she's not great.
She's not Ruth in real life.
I think this is going to hurt her.
She's reportedly been offered the role of Madonna in the forthcoming autobiographical movie that Madonna co-wrote. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know this. Madonna's actually directing the movie for Universal. I don't know.
If I was Julia Garner, I would say, you know what? I changed my mind.
Julia Garner
it's going to be a shit show. It'd be a mess.
Oh, I think she could be Madonna, though. I think she can pull it off.
I just don't think anyone cares.
There's,
about Madonna's biographical.
Yeah, I think, Universal cares because they greenlit the movie. No production or premiere dates have been released. Obviously, they haven't even started making this movie yet. But the script is done, and if they got Julia Garner, they probably will get other cool people to be in it too.
Blah, blah.
And Madonna says it's going to be mostly about the music and not about the controversial, like husbands and lovers and stuff like that. It's going to be mostly about the music.
Well, then why do it? We've already had how many of those types of movies? And the best one, the black and white one, which was, I give her credit, that was probably
not a movie. That was a documentary.
Okay.
Truth or Dare.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's about the music.
Truth or Dare was one of the best things she did. Well, Desperately Seeking Susan was a great movie. She was in that.
She needs to go.
Who's that girl? That was Evita. She was amazing in that.
Those are movies. These aren't movies about her.
Right. Well, this is going to be a movie about her.
Whoa. Barf.
Okay, can we get to more Apple TV Plus news?
No, because I know you like Madonna so much. I'm going to say barf, 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 barf.
Schmigadoon has been renewed for a second season. And this is a long time coming between season 1 and season 2.
It's been a long time.
If you guys don't know, the series is basically Cecily Strong and Keegan-Michael Key. And they go into this crazy world that they can't get out of. And one of the best songs that Dale and I have ever heard.
I think it's in the first episode,
Corn Pudding. Or episode 2, maybe. Corn Pudding.
Oh, God.
Which we sing all the time to each other.
Corn Pudding. That is... And I fucking hate Broadway.
You hate musicals.
But
You liked Corn Pudding.
This was
just... Put the corn in the pudding. You put the pudding in the bowl.
It was just so fucking funny.
Belly, and it's good for your soul.
But it was also the... Keegan-Michael Key,
their looks,
looks, and the way they interacted each other when the song was coming on. It was just, it's a fucking awesome. Go to YouTube, type in corn pudding song, and
all you need to put into YouTube is corn pudding.
Oh my God, it is so fucking funny, and it's going to be in your head forever.
I wish we could play it for you, but we don't have the rights to it. But anyway, Cecily Strong, Keegan-Michael Key, Ariana DeBose, Kristen Chenoweth, Alan Cumming, Jane Krakowski, Martin Short. They're all returning for the new version, the second season, which is going to take place in Chicago. And they're going to be doing the world of 60s and 70s musicals for the
you know what? The Schmigadoon was actually great, but you can't take that from me because I hate all musicals. I just can't stand them. I can't get into them. But it was fun. So
it could be good. This is going to be more like Jesus Christ Superstar. What are some other 60s?
West Side
Story, Pippin. These are going to be kind of the 60s and 70s musicals. Yeah. So that kind of music, but it's all original music. So they're they're making up their own stuff.
I just wish I could get into it. I can't stand it except for the corn pudding thing.
All right. So hopefully season 2 will have a corn pudding just for you.
And you know what was that TV show that was on network television that when it ended it went to Broadway?
Smash?
Yeah,
well, Smash hasn't gone to Broadway yet, but we're still hoping.
Why can't Schmigadoon go on Broadway
just for like fun.
a limited 2-week thing?
Yeah, that would be fun.
It could be.
I would go to that.
It would be cool, right?
I would go to that.
Yeah.
In related news, Ariana DeBose, who is in Schmigadoon, she was friggin' amazing. If you guys watched Sunday night's Tony Awards, she hosted the show, and she was as good as NPH, Neil Patrick Harris. She was fucking amazing. I was sitting, you went to bed, but I stayed up and I watched it. I watched every minute of it, and she probably was one of the best, except for NPH, one of the best hosts I've ever seen on an award show.
It's funny that you brought that up.
She was funny. She was talented. She did an opening song that was like no opening song I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
The girl can sing, dance. She's funny. She's cute. She's literally everything. Everything.
Yeah.
I want you to watch it. I left it on the DVR. You got to watch the opening number.
Yeah, and it was funny because this just came up, and I was on TikTok earlier today, and there's been people posting the last, because Neil Patrick Harris hosted 3 times.
Yes, he's amazing. And he did the Emmys a couple times.
His last performance, which is what everyone says was his best.
Yeah.
It's been all over TikTok. And I watched it from beginning to end, and it's actually it's pretty great. It's pretty great.
NPH's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want you to watch Ariana's.
I haven't watched the other one yet.
I'm going to show it to you later tonight. Just the opening is just what she does and what she pulls off, and singing live and dancing. I don't know how she did it. I really don't know how she did it. And she's also just the cutest thing in the world.
I can't wait to watch it.
He's being facetious. Another piece of news, Dolly Parton's book that she co-wrote with James Patterson, Run, Rose, Run, is going to be made into a movie. And guess who's helping? Reese fucking Witherspoon, who's making everything in Hollywood nowadays.
And I still believe that Hello Sunshine has at least a 3-year deal with Apple TV Plus. So
so this might show up on Apple TV Plus.
I assume that's where it's going.
Reese did sell Hello Sunshine to another company, but I think she's still involved big time with like the direction of the company. And Sony Pictures is also involved. So maybe this is going to the theater. I don't know.
Maybe.
But anyway, the book has done really, really well. It's been a bestseller for Dolly Parton and James Patterson. I don't know that Dolly Parton or James Patterson had anything to do with the book, but their names are on the cover. At this point, when James Patterson's putting out 20, 30 books a year, he's not writing 20 or 30 books a year.
He's not writing those books.
It's just like my guy, Stuart Woods, where he's over there.
Yeah.
He's not writing those books anymore.
No.
I'm sorry. When you're putting out 5, 6 books a year, you're not writing those books. It takes a little bit longer than a year. It takes about a year to write a decent book.
Yeah.
So you're not writing 5 or 6 books a year by yourself. I should know because I've written lots of books. I've sold tens and tens of copies.
There you go.
And finally, progress is messy, people. And James Patterson put his foot right in it. James Patterson, arguably the most prolific and richest writer anywhere, with over $700 million in the fucking bank. He's facing backlash this week because he said in an article that he did, an interview he did, that it's harder for white guys to get work writing for TV, movies, and books now. And he's calling it another form of racism. Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right, we'll see. You can't do that. As much as you want to do that in these times and days.
Regardless
and
if it's
true or not, you're not allowed to say it out loud.
Right.
He said, "What's that all about?" He asked rhetorically. Can you get a job? Yes. But is it harder? Yes. It's even harder for older writers. You don't meet many 52-year-old white males. And then I'm like, I read that quote. That quote, he said, you don't meet many 52-year-old white males. And I'm like, dude, I'm 52.
Yeah.
And I'm white. And guess what? I've never been published before. Maybe that's why.
There you go.
'Cause I'm 52 and white.
There you go.
So anyway, a lot of people say, is this an overcompensation? Is it an overcorrection to give all the jobs and all the writing assignments to people of color and people of different nationalities and to women or to lesbians or what have you? If you're a straight white guy, you're fucked, right? That's what he's saying. And a lot of people say the old tired line, and I've said it myself, just hire the most qualified, talented person for the job.
Yeah.
Which is like if you're applying for a job today, in today's climate, maybe your name shouldn't be at the top of the screen or the top of the page. Maybe it shouldn't say Jamal Walker if you want the job. Maybe it should just have a number.
There were things that it was just supposed to be like initials or like, first initial, last name.
Yeah, let's get away from this prejudice. Right. But you can't even say that anymore. You're not allowed to say just hire the most qualified, talented person for the job. That is racism right there. Because you're supposed to give it to everybody. You're supposed to have a black person and a lesbian person and a trans person and a person in a wheelchair. And I don't know. I'm going too far.
Yes.
But in related news, Scott Wallace has changed his pen name to Maria Alonso Lopez.
I love it.
So fucking stupid. Would I do better? Would I do better as Maria Alonso Lopez?
No, I don't think it matters.
Hey, earlier in the show, we talked about Fauxfended as the new word of the year, which I still think is true. But did you guys also know this? It's also the year of shrinkflation. Have you heard this?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Everything isn't only getting more expensive. It's also getting smaller.
Okay. Yes, this is actually a real thing.
It's a real thing. You guys might not have noticed this, but your orange juice container, that big jug of orange juice that you buy for your family every week, it's gone from 64 ounces to 59 ounces, but they haven't announced it to you.
Yeah.
Also, the box of cereal that you used to buy that was 19.3 ounces last week, it's now 18.1 ounces this week, but the price has stayed the same or gone up.
Right.
They also made the box a little bit taller, but guess what?
Skinnier.
It's skinnier. So it looks bigger on the shelf, but there's not as much cereal inside. Or how about this? The Charmin roll of toilet paper always, back in the olden days, had 650 sheets. Now you have to pay extra for the mega rolls or the super mega rolls, and they still don't have 650 sheets. So listen, shrinkflation is a thing, inflation is a thing, and you can be faux-fended all about it if you want. Exactly. We are. We're so faux-fended that we're gonna have another cocktail.
There you go.
And fuck this day. Hey, put your flag out, but don't leave it out without a light.
There you go.
I can't wait to watch it.
He's being facetious.